Good morning.
Yeah, good
Good morning, sir.
morning.
How
Very
was your
fine.
night and
My
the
night was
family?
fine. Very
Thank
fine.
you,
Thank
sir.
you. I hope yours
Thank you,
was
sir.
fine too. Good
Very fine,
morning,
sir.
Mr.
Thank you.
Lassisi. Noel. Morning to everyone. So let's roll. So today is Wednesday, the 25th of September, 2024. This is the morning analysis. We'll just quickly run through the fundamentals, then we see what we'll have for the technicals. From the fundamental angle, there was a fundamental release during the course of the night. That's CPI from Australia. The actual came out equal to the forecast, so we didn't have much reaction in the market to that. But then there is no event again this morning session, no event. The next event will be in the afternoon by 3 p.m. and that will be new home sales from the United States. And by 3:30 p.m., there will be crude oil inventories also from the United States. So we don't have any fundamental event this morning. So if you have any technical trade, you can just allow it to run through the course of the day without, any fear of a fundamental release that could, change the direction. So we're going to flip straight over to the technicals to see what the market holds for us technically, for today. So from the technical angle, yeah, I didn't mention anything much about the news because I believe the afternoon session will address that. But then I can still give you an insight into what can happen to the dollar in the course of today. Now, for USD like I said earlier in the week, that I was seeing the formation of an inverse head and shoulder, but that's provided price breaks the neckline up there, which is like a resistance level for a continuous bullish movement. However, that didn't happen. Price, the fundamental events we've had this week was not strong enough to break that resistance. So instead of buying further, we have seen a kind of a decline, a bearish movement in the dollar. So dollar again is trying to approach a support level on the daily time frame, which is still the same on the weekly. That's this very support level, this close level. So if price is able to touch, let me go down to 1 hour. I think it's even already has touched it or moved very close to that level. Okay, it's very close to that level. So if price is able to touch this support level, then we might see a bullish movement from the dollar from that area. So if that happens, then a currency pair like that, if USDCHF goes bullish, then a currency pair like Euro USD might, go in the bearish direction. Now, this is Euro USD on the daily time frame. Price is currently trading at a resistance level on the daily time frame. Price has actually touched the resistance level, on the 1 hour. And Euro USD is equally trying to form like a double top pattern, which might lead to a decline, later on. So we have a bullish outlook on the USD CHF, provided price touches the support and reverses back. And we're looking at a bearish outlook, a bullish on the USD CHF, a bearish on the Euro USD. So this is Euro USD on 1 hour where we might expect a possible decline in price. So if you have any trade on these two, those are the directions I'm giving you. If you have a running trade, we're expecting a bullish movement on the USD CHF and a bearish movement on Euro USD. Gold is still very much indecisive. It still keeps going higher. We don't have a reversal in view. It's just gold has just been, in a world of its own, breaking all levels. So for now, I don't have a setup yet, on gold, except you have a strategy that will help you trade gold effectively. But now what we're seeing is just okay. I'm seeing something. It looks like it's trying to form a head and shoulder from 1 hour down to 15 minutes. If price is able to retrace up to retest the trend line, then we may have a decline on gold. And that will be in line with what we're seeing on the dollar, that USD is expected to go bullish, Euro USD is expected to go bearish. So if gold can do another move up, thereby completing the second shoulder, then we may have at least some reasonable drop in gold. So for those who are gold traders, put your eyes on gold today. We just need a slight move up to retest that trend line. Then we should see a drop on gold. That drop can give, let's check. That drop can give on the minimum, let's see, to Fibonacci 50. Okay, to Fibonacci 50 can give as much as like 50, let's just say roughly 50 pips. And to Fibonacci 1.8 can give about 100, pips thereabout. But then the catch here is that well, there should be first a retracement. Price needs to go back up to retest the trend line, then give a drop afterwards, then move up so that we complete the second shoulder. Then we can now experience the drop in gold. That's my view on gold for today. USD CAD is currently trading at a support level on the daily time frame, and we might experience a reversal, from there. This is a support zone right here. This is a support. So there could be some reversal on USD CAD. A lot has happened this week. So the market has been recalibrated for some long term, both short term and long term move. Let me put it that way. For US oil closed yesterday, with a rejection candle. We have a rejection candle there at a support zone, a support turn resistance zone, pardon me, a support turn resistance zone. So this is expected to lead to a further bearish movement on US oil in the course of today. And US oil is actually USO USD. So if you have a bullish outlook on the pair like USD CHF, we are bearish on Euro USD, then the pair like US oil to technically is expected to go bearish. However, I would prefer this is traded more on a swing, with this as a swing trade. It gives a better formation on the swing. So if price is able to break out below this trend line, then we should have a further decline on the US oil. Next I'll look at is the New Zealand CAD. Okay, before we look at New Zealand CAD, even BTC USD, I've seen BTC USD trading around a resistance level from the daily time frame. And we can see there's been some range in the last couple of days around that, resistance. It's actually even a support turn resistance. So that's actually a key level, a key zone where we anticipate a reversal in BTC USD. The last 4-hour candle, the last two of the 4-hour candles was a rejection candle. And earlier before that, what I was actually seeing before was supposed to be a head and a shoulder. If that still works, then that will give us a massive bearish breakout on BTC USD. But then price needs to clearly break out below the neckline region, which is this region here, then also the trend line. So if price breaks below the neckline, trend line, then we're going to have a massive free fall on BTC USD. So I hold a bearish outlook on BTC USD, and that should be on 4-hour. It's going to work best on 4-hour on the swing side. All right, next I'll look at is the New Zealand CAD. The New Zealand CAD, I'm expecting a swing setup. Let's see, does it work on 1 hour? Let's confirm. Okay, it can also work on 1 hour, but then I will put more emphasis on the swing. Now, there is actually a confluence around this instrument right from the weekly time frame. There's a descending trend line, and there's also a resistance, and on the 4-hour, we have a rising wedge pattern. So if price is able to break out below this trend line of the rising wedge, that will give us a massive bearish breakout on New Zealand CAD. So I hold a bearish outlook on the New Zealand CAD. And I think this kind of pattern is very common now on most of the New Zealand pairs. So the New Zealand pairs you need to pay a lot of attention to, as we round up this week, because this same pattern is also, I'm seeing similar pattern on the New Zealand USD and the New Zealand CHF. For the New Zealand USD is the same. You can see price hitting a resistance level on the daily time frame, and on 4-hour, it's trying to make a bearish breakout, seeing a possible bearish breakout. I believe this might reverse up to form a double top. Then, we experience a breakout from there. So New Zealand CAD, New Zealand UST, and New Zealand CHF, there appears you should put your attention on. This is New Zealand CHF. This one is getting really ready for, a bearish breakout. So this appears you should put your attention on in the course of today. And whatever happens with the New Zealand, you also see it on the AUD, because generally the AUD and New Zealand, they are positively correlated. So you see New Zealand USD, New Zealand CHF, New Zealand CAD going bearish. You will also see similar patterns, on the AUD USD, AUD CAD, and the AUD CHF. It's also happening on all of them. You can see this is the AUD CAD, sorry, AUD CHF is also experiencing a bearish breakout. I've been watching this one since yesterday. This is a head and shoulder on 4 hour, which will lead to breakout. Please let's mute our devices. So that's the AED CHF. I'm expecting a decline on that. AED card also. Though this AED card is not giving me some vibes I want, but AUD, I've mentioned AED CHF, AED. Let me look at the AED USD. It will have a similar bearish pattern. Yeah, AED USD is also trying to give us a bearish break. Please, this person, okay, I think I might be forced to mute everyone. This distraction. All right. So generally, these pairs I mentioned, these are pairs you should put your attention on. You should put your attention today on Euro USD. We're expecting a bearish breakout on Euro USD. We're expecting on US oil, New Zealand CAD, New Zealand CHF, AED USD, New Zealand USD, and on BTC. BTC, we all things being equal, though it's a swing setup, so it may not happen so fast, but eventually I expect there should be a breakout on BTC USD. All right, so that'll be all from my end this morning. Somebody already sent in the request. Let me quickly attend to that. Franklin Obasoa, good morning, sir. What is the determinant of gold against USDPS? Determinant of gold. Yeah, I'm not getting that word, but I believe what you're trying to say is that how does gold react, with the USD? If others, now the thing is this, you know that in the currency pair quotation, gold is XAU USD. So the dollar is the base currency, with gold. So if the dollar is bullish, gold will be bearish. So the gold now works just like other pairs in the major currency pairs where the gold is the base currency, like Euro USD. So Euro USD and gold, they are, let me say, sometimes they are positive. Let me not even sometimes, most times they are positively correlated, meaning that if Euro USD is buying, if you check gold, gold may likely be buying also. So the only difference is that gold is more volatile than Euro USD. So by the time Euro USD has done like 10 pips, gold could have done like 30 pips, and like that. So they go in the same direction most of the time, because the dollar in both cases is the quote. It's not the base, it's the quote currency. So the currency pair like USD CHF is buying, gold will be selling. If USD CHF is selling, gold will be buying because they are negatively correlated to one another. That's the USD CHF and gold. They are negatively correlated, but Euro USD and gold, they are positively correlated. All right. Mr. Raji is asking DJ30 and NAS 100. Now, DJ30 has been ranging the better parts of this week. So we're expecting the breakout. Now, you can see on the weekly, let's start from the weekly. Price is trading around this trend line, an uptrend for price has touched the trend line multiple times. This dates back to 2023, and price currently is trading at the upper part of the trend line here. So technically, we're expecting, a reversal in movement. That's the daily. Now, this is the 4 hour. You can see, like I said, there has been a range on the 4 hour, a range on the 1 hour. But then I can still see that we can draw a trend line right here. All right. So if price breaks out below this trend line, then we should expect a bearish movement on DJ30. RSI is clearly below 50, showing that the coast is getting clear for a possible bearish movement. And MACD is very close to zero. So any moment if a new candle breaks out below that level, you can trigger a sell on DJ30. You can trigger a sell once a new candle breaks out. And for NAS 100, price is trading around a resistance level on the daily time frame. You can see we have a resistance level there. And on 4 hour, price is still around that resistance. Let's get down to 1 hour. So on 1 hour, we can see that it's having similar pattern to what we saw on the DJ30. So we can still draw a trend line. We can move the resistance up, though it's the daily, but on the 1 hour, we still also have a valid resistance. So this is what now it looks like price has broken out of the trend line for a sell, but then I will advise you also respect this minor support zone here. So I'll advise you wait for a new candle to open below that support before you trigger a sell on NAS 100. RSI is clearly below 50. MACD is about to cross below zero. So wait for a clear candle to come to break out below this, minor support, because if that support is not broken, price may go back to retest the trend line or go back to retest the resistance. Any of it is possible before a breakout. So that I don't just enter into a sell now and, you now discover that there's a retracement. So wait for a new candle to break out below that support zone and you see a sell on NAS 100. But generally, I'm bearish. I'm bearish on both DJ30 and NAS 100. So that's for Mr. Raju Akman. Noel, check GBP JPY. Okay, so let's look at GBP JPY. All right, so you can see clearly on the daily time frame that the candle that closed yesterday closed as a rejection candle on a resistance level. Technically, that is telling us we should expect a decline in price, possibly today. So if we flip down to the 4 hour and finally the 1 hour time frame, all right, so we can see that on the 1 hour, we have a rising wedge pattern and price has broken out of the pattern, indicating the market is getting set for a bearish movement. However, on one angle, this actually should be like a head and shoulder, head, second shoulder, and a decline. But to play safe, you can say I've put a minor support zone here. So I will advise you wait for price to break below this support zone to trigger a sell. But technically, from what we saw on the daily time frame, this should sell. I mean, a rejection candle on the daily time frame, on daily time frame at a resistance level is an indication of a bearish movement. But flip down to 1 hour and wait for this support zone to be broken. Let price break below that support, and that's will help you to trigger a sell properly on GBP JPY. So this is what I'm saying. Let's price break below this zone before you trigger a sell. So I'm bearish on the GBP JPY. And that is in response to Mr. Noel. Gold, I've mentioned gold. We are seeing a possible formation of the head and shoulder on gold or 1 hour. So might be expecting a decline on gold. That's Mr. Abiola. Mr. Raju, you're welcome. Noel, GBP card and GBP USD. All right, I think that GBP card escaped my attention. I've been looking at it right from the beginning of the week. I was expecting the bearish breakout, but market has been for that specific instrument though. It's not. It's been trying to break out since Monday. All right, so this is a GBP card. We have a perfect setup on this one, right from the monthly time frame. We have descending trend line, we have resistance. So price actually, the catch here is this monthly resistance level, which price has not been able to break out above. So that, is a strong indication of a reversal. And this is what we have on 4 hour. Now, price is trying to form a double top here, which is expected to lead to a further breakout. But two things I can tell you here with all honesty, because RSI is still, it has not broken out below. So to have a sharp drop here, to be honest, I'm just a bit cautious because if everything works out fine, this will just give us a double top and a breakout. But then if there is no sufficient volatility to drive the price, this may likewise happen. Price may use this level as a support and still have a move up before the final drop. And at that point, it will have formed a head and shoulder. So those are the two things I'm seeing. It's either price gains enough volatility to break out and we see the sell, or it goes back up a little, completes a head and shoulder, then now finally drop. But whichever way it goes, I maintain a bearish outlook on GBP card. I maintain a bearish outlook. I actually dropped that in one of the groups, I think as a signal. So if you're on it, it may take some time. That's why it's a swing setup. So it's either it breaks out outrightly or it goes back up to form the head and shoulder, but it will still sell. So that's my view on a GBP card. And we've not really had any serious card news this week to drive price. So that will also be responsible for the way it has not fully broken as expected. GBP USD on the other hand is trading around a support turn resistance on the weekly time frame. There is a support level there. This is a weekly time frame. Support turn resistance, but then generally we expect a decline. We expect a bearish movement. That's a weekly. This is the daily. This is a 4 hour, and this is 1 hour. So let's look at drawing a trend line. I think the trend line will work best on 4 hour. Now, it looks like price already broke out above that support turn resistance. We have a support turn resistance on the weekly time frame. That's this region here. But then if we take it down to 1 hour, you can see that it looks like price already broke out and is trying to retest it. So two things can happen here. Price, if this becomes a rejection candle, GPUSD might go up first before trying to sell. Retest the trend line before dropping. That's possible. Or it might just break out outrightly from here, at least to retest the next higher low on the 1 hour time frame. Those are the possibilities. But generally, eventually, whichever way it's going to go, I still expect, a final breakout in the bearish direction on GBP USD. Now, I don't know how long this will take. It may happen today. It may happen later. It may be a swing. It may be intraday. It all depends on the market forces. But generally, I anticipate a bearish movement. And this may also go ahead and form a double top, to break out. all these are just possibilities I see around the sector, but the general trend is still bearish. Okay, I think I've attended to all the questions. If you're joining us for the first time, this is PU Prime. Our head office is based in Australia. That's the global head office. And we have offices in both in Nigeria, both in Abuja and Lagos. Abuja is the head office for Nigeria, and Lagos is the regional office. So if you're new to all this looks all, complicated or complex to you, that really shows that you might be new to Forex trading. I will encourage you to join our training sessions, physical training sessions at both our Abuja office and Lagos office. So if you are based in Abuja and its environment, please walk to our office at 50 AB2 Ukiwe Street, Jabi, Abuja. Walk and Connect Building, PU Prime Africa, Walk and Connect Building, 50 AB2 Ukiwe Street, Jabi, Abuja. And if you live in Lagos and its environment, you can join us for our physical training in Lagos also at our office, Lagos Executive Lounge, 54B Adeniyi Jones Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos. So training takes place both at the Abuja and Lagos office on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays, we have the beginners class, and Thursdays, we have the intermediate and advanced class. Time is 11 a.m. The time for Abuja is actually 10:30 a.m. For Lagos is 11 a.m. So if you live in these two locations, make yourself available for these training sessions. And if you are living in other parts of Nigeria, okay, somebody's joining from River State, then we do have online sessions. We'll communicate that to you. Just make sure that you are constant in the WhatsApp group where you got the link to this Zoom class. We'll drop, anytime you want to have our online training, we do drop the link in those groups so that you can join us. If you found your account, there's a limited offer which can give you a bonus. So you can reach out to your account manager. They will guide you through an app to activate your bonus, first time deposit bonus. Reach out to your account manager. So if you're there, you have not yet funded your account, it's the time, for you to fund. You can get up to 50% first time deposit bonus, and that can go ahead, to boost your trading account for you to trade and make money from the market. Okay, Madam Onaji is asking me to check Euro GBP. Let's quickly look at that as we round up. So this is Euro GBP on the weekly time frame, and we can clearly see that price is resting on a support level on the weekly time frame. So that tells us to expect some bullish movement. And this is just in line because most of the other GBP pairs are actually going bearish. So Euro GBP, which is anti the regular ones, will go bullish. Okay, that's the weekly. This is what we have on the weekly. So the week is yet to end. And the daily price is already trying to make some reversal. Now, this is what I think from what I'm seeing. If I will interpret what I'm seeing, let me go back a little first. I'm on the 4-hour chart now. I'm speaking from experience now. When you have this kind of pattern, it's possible price may try to make a double bottom before it finally reverses up. That's what's. Let's go down to 1 hour. Yeah, that's what I perceive may happen. We may have a decline first. Now, it depends. Even if it does not come down outrightly to hit this support as a double bottom before a bullish breakout, price might drop back. Now, don't forget that this blue line is a support line from the weekly time frame. Price might retest this support before continuing. So two ways. It's either it stops at that support or it breaks it down again to form a double bottom before you have a continuation. Those are the two scenarios I'm seeing around this. But generally, Euro GBP is getting set for a massive bullish breakout. Can only draw a trend line. But like I said, the view is still bullish. So if you're already on a trade on it, you may leave it. Even if it retraces, it may just retest the trend line or break it downwards for a double bottom and a bullish continuation. You're welcome, ma. You're welcome, ma. All right, so that's going to be the end of the analysis this morning. Please trade safe and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye bye.